I've got a good friend here in town. His name is Antoine Tofa. And he's a young guy, great entrepreneur, about as smart and sharp as you can get. Typical Stanford grad, a lot of money. Back in about 1995, he founded a company here in Denver called Trip.com. And it was the forerunner. He was the first to market. He was there before Travelocity, Expedia, Orbitz, Hotels.com, any of those. And when he founded a company, here's what he did. He built a great piece of software, a great public website. He did all the internet marketing for it and everything else, drove tons of eyeballs and page views. And then he went to United Airlines, which used to have a big office over here in Syracuse in the tech center, with a company called Covia. And he said, so I've got a great website. You're a big Fortune 500 company. You probably can't get your fares, routes, schedules, and everything out to the consumer as fast as I can. So here's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to meet an unmet consumer need. And I'm trying to create a consistent national experience. And I'm going to drive all the consumers to you for free. And I'm going to promote all your routes, fares, schedules, everything for free. And $29. What? $29. So when I book an airfare, I'll put all your routes and schedules and everything else out on the public internet. Consumers will come there. We'll book us. We'll pass the seat reservation to you. You pay me $29 per flight, per seat. And they were like, they turned and looked at their own technology people. Said, how long before we can get our own website up like that? And they said, with the back office systems we have, 14 million lines of code. Are you kidding me? Years. They signed a deal with Trip. Guess what happened as a result of that? That little model quickly gave birth to Expedia, Travelocity, even a little company called GetThere.com, Hotels.com, Orbitz. They all jumped into the market. They also successfully disintermediated travel agents as you and I knew them. Today, the only travel agents you see, they're specialists. You want to book a trek to the Osai Peninsula in Costa Rica, there's people who help you do that. Travel agents, as you and I used to know, they're pretty much gone. They went out of business. And that model worked really well. Trip got bought by Travelocity, who eventually got bought by Expedia. Now, fair disclosure, guess who runs Zillow? A guy named Spencer Raskoff. The company was founded by a guy named Rich Barton. That's where they came from. Expedia. That's who they were funded by. Benchmark and Client Perkins. Sound familiar? Same movie played out earlier, trying to play it out again here. So guess what happens? Everything goes along, everything's fat, dumb, and happy, until Southwest Airlines got a great CEO by the name of Herb Kelleher. And Kelleher called up Antoine one day, right when they were getting ready to sell the company, and said, hey, we give you all our routes and fares and schedules for free. And we heard you loud and clear, the data is not worth anything. It's public domain, it's all out there. It's not worth a dime, I'm not paying you for anything for it. But I wanted to let you know, as of tomorrow, we're not giving you the data. And Antoine admitted to him years later. He said, I just blew up in the guy's face and said, then you lose. We're not booking a damn fare for you. You lose, your business is going down. You're not getting anything from us. Okay? Good. The meeting broke up, they went back. Quickly, Tripp figured out that consumers are going to figure out that we don't have the data. And if we don't have all the data, why would you come here? They don't have Southwest, maybe they don't have Frontier, maybe they don't have, wow, why would anybody come here? So Topher runs back in to Southwest Airlines down in Phoenix and said, all right, we had a relationship for years. And I think we made a lot of money for you guys, you made a lot of money for us. Tell you what, you give us the data and we'll book the fares for you. We're good guys. We'll do it for you for free. And Kelleher looked at him and said, probably figured out that consumers are going to know you don't have the data, huh? He was like, right. He said, I got a deal for you. I'll give you the data and you pay me. And Topher looks at him and goes, how's that going to work? He said, I don't know. Why don't you pay me the same thing I was paying you yesterday? Okay. $29, how's that sound? So today, when you go out to Expedia and places like that, they do have Southwest Airlines fares. But have you ever noticed that Southwest Airlines has this great ad campaign, bags fly free, you get the bags going all over the airport by themselves? It's kind of cool. If you also notice in that ad, it says lowest fares anywhere, only on southwestairlines.com. Why is that? Because if you book an airfare through Zillow, they charge more because Southwest Airlines says, you're booking a fare from me, give it to me. Why? Because the data is worth something. Kelleher told Antoine Tofa something I thought was really interesting. He said, you know what? When people get on one of our planes and their wife and kids and their mother-in-law is with them and they're going on vacation, big overwater flight, flying through a thunderstorm, they remember they're on Southwest Airlines. They're not flying trip.com. He said, all you did was book the airfare. They're my customer, not yours. I'm the one really delivering the service. So I thought that was really interesting because how that played out, by the way, is you now have Frontier Airlines doing the same thing. And they have a quirky little ad that they're doing as well. So you now have the airline industry trying to take back what they gave away 12 years ago. When I come out here and talk to you about this and talk about things that I know they're somewhat controversial, I'm trying to help you avoid getting into the same bind that they got themselves in. And the way to do that is make sure that consumers have a strong alternative to those websites locally, that we promote it, we charge them for the data, and we tell them what they can and can't do with the data. And we also know that consumers know that, hey, that's where the current accurate data is. What do those guys have? It's mostly national stuff. We had an ad campaign here not long ago that went in a magazine. It wasn't much because we didn't have a lot of money to advertise stuff like this. But it went like this, picture of a fabulous looking home, and it said, the home of your dreams came on the market last night. It's only available on recolorado.com and realtor sites. It's not available on some last month national site like Zillow. You won't find it on Zillow. We know that we're going to delay it. What I'd like to do is delay the data and charge them for it. And for all of you to understand what's at risk. Because if they follow true to form where they're going, I'm looking at a bunch of travel agents and I don't want to do that. That's not what my fiduciary responsibility is. Number one, to brokers and our realtor associations. Number two, to consumers. Any other questions?